These infinite states of the world are waiting for occupancy, waiting to be fertilized by us. That's why we must become so extremely discriminating. Know what you want, and do make it conform to your code of decency, your wonderful ethical code. You don't have to, in any way, tarnish that code. You don't, to get what you want in this world. But men are not aware of that, and they're quite willing to tarnish it a bit to get what they really want in this world. So here, this secret of the sperm is God's creative power. Now, don't be shocked if I tell you that that sperm is only the symbol of Jesus Christ. For by him all things are made, and without him there is not anything made that is made. In him is life. There is no other life. In him is life. Well, if I go into a place and suddenly becomes animated, then I must be he. Prior to that, I thought he was on the outside, in some other place. And suddenly, I find myself in a room, and the room is sealed. Well, how did I get into it? You're told in Scripture, he suddenly appeared among the disciples after the resurrection, and the door was closed. That's a cue given to all of us. It's not a man. It's a supernatural power in man. That supernatural power is your own wonderful human imagination. If you're willing to believe it, you could today set out to transform your entire world. But above all things, become extremely selective. Don't just compromise, don't. Extremely selective. The state is there. The tarnished state is there. And the untarnished state is there. Everything possible is there. Why do we read these words in Scripture? He has made everything for its purpose, even the wicked for the day of trouble. If there were no wicked in the world, then creation isn't complete. I don't have to be wicked, but the state is there. I could enter the state and be as wicked as the state allows. I am not the state. I am the fertilizing power, animating and making alive that state. That's why Blake said in his wonderful vision of the Last Judgment, I do not consider either the just or the wicked to be in a supreme state, but to be every one of them states of the sleep which the soul may fall into in its deadly dreams of good and evil. It falls into these states unwittingly. You, knowing the law, don't fall into a state unwittingly. Enter the state knowingly. Go right into it. If you want to animate it and make it real. And you go into a state not just for yourself alone, but for your family, your friends, anyone in this world. And just leave it. After you have fertilized it, what can you do? Let it grow. Fertilize the egg. Don't tamper with it. Just let it grow. So you single out the state today. It's a state of consciousness. You enter it and clothe yourself with it. And let it grow. When I exhausted every human channel to get out of the army, I turned to the only God in the world. And that God is my own wonderful human imagination. In 1942, in the month of December, this direction came down from Washington, D.C. Any man over 38 is eligible for discharge, providing his superior officer allows it. If his superior officer, meaning his battalion commander, disallows, there is no appeal beyond his battalion commander. You could not take it, say, to the divisional commander. It stops with the battalion commander. This came down in 1942, in the month of December. They gave a deadline on it. This would come to an end on March the 1st of 1943. So anyone 38 years old before March the 1st, 1943, was eligible. All right? That is Caesar's law. I got my paper, made it out. They had my record, my date. I was born in 1905 on the 19th of February. So I was 38 years old before the 1st of March of 1943.